Hello there gorgeous gamers, and welcome back to another Pure Play TV video review. And today we've got 9 Monkeys of Shaolin for PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch and PC. The version we're testing today is the PS4 version of the game. For the majority of people that grew up in the 16-bit era of gaming, beat-em-up games were a part of any cartridge collection. I lost many hours of my life as a youngster sitting on my beanbag playing games like Double Dragon and Streets of Rage. Nowadays, the iconic side-scrolling beat-em-ups we once knew have pretty much fallen into obscurity. 9 Monkeys of Shaolin is a throwback to the traditional beat-em-ups with a kung fu style twist. But will this game get everybody kung fu fighting? Ha! Hee ha! Awful. Before we kick our way through this review, please take a second to hit the like and subscribe buttons down below, as well as the bell icon too, so you're the first to know when we've got new stuff for you to watch. Cheers my dears. You play as Wei Cheng, a noble fisherman whose village is brutally attacked by a crew of pirates. His grandfather is killed during the raid and Wei is severely wounded. Fortunately, Wei is saved by a group of Buddhist monks and begins his quest of searching for answers and seeking revenge. Even though the story unfolds through mini cutscenes, which is coupled with great voice acting, I found myself not really caring much about our protagonist or his motivations. Wei was not very relatable as the main character, and the supporting cast weren't too much better either. As a result, it led to me not paying too much attention to the plot. This is a shame as the story is gritty, but if the characters fall flat, it's hard to get emotionally invested. Gameplay wise, it is reasonably good. You fight foes in a side-scrolling manner with your trusty battle staff. You will often be confronted with hordes of enemies that will require a good old-fashioned beatdown to move forward. Some foes will give more of a fight than others. For example, certain opponents may lurk in the environments, so you'll have to parry their attacks to defeat them, or others may wear a layer of armour and you'll need to hit them a few extra times to get that knockout. If anyone gives you too much trouble, you can collect a variety of teas by breaking down barrels or boxes that will help improve your stats. For instance, green teas will regain some of your health that you have lost during combat. The only problem is, obtaining these teas can sometimes be annoying. I often found my attacks would not always hit the boxes and that would hurt the flow of gameplay. No one wants to be trying to kick a box 3 times in a row for one measly cup of tea. Green tea too. At the beginning of the game, the combat can feel a bit more on the slow side, as you only start with 3 attacks which are parts of the base stance. Luckily, later down the line, you'll learn an additional 2 fighting styles, acrobatic and magic. This substantially helped the pace of the combat moving forward, and the more I progressed through the game, the more enjoyable the experience became. Upon completing a level, you may gain rewards, such as new weapons or items that can then be equipped onto your character, and they will give you different perks. You also gain points after completing a level, and they can be used on the skill tree to upgrade the 3 fighting stances. This gives a nice sense of progression to the experience, and if you are ever struggling to complete the next level, prior levels can be replayed to gain more rewards. In total, there are 25 levels within the game that have some excellent backdrops as environments. These range from Chinese villages, grassy terrains, and pirate ships. 25 levels may sound like a lot, but to complete 9 Monkeys of Shaolin, it took me under 4 hours. Admittedly, I played the game on an easier difficulty, so depending on what setting you choose, that could impact the time spent on the game. You may also want to up the difficulty if you decide to play with a friend, as it was an easy experience playing as a lone wolf. You can tackle the game either with a local co-op or online with a buddy. Overall, 9 Monkeys of Shaolin is a relatively brief experience. It felt like I'd watched a kung fu movie by the end. I enjoyed my time with 9 Monkeys of Shaolin, but if the game had spanned any longer, it may have overstayed its welcome. The combat was up to scratch. My only complaint is, I wish the flow of the gameplay was just a tad faster in the early sections, considering it's a very short game. If you're looking for a short but sweet beat 'em up to play for the day, then 9 Monkeys of Shaolin will certainly fit the bill. And that's the end of this review. I hope you enjoyed it, I hope you found it useful. If you did, please do like and subscribe, it really does help us, and don't forget the bell icon too, that way you get a notification when we've got new stuff. I've been Chris, you've all been Kung Fu Fighting, and I'll see you on the next one. Until then, bye!